We're going to match analysis. The first match we're gonna see is yourself, Lower HDL, playing Marth against Eva. Shout out to Edgar, playing Chic. It was scoring from my frame four. It was winner semis. What was it? Winner semis or something.
I
We're
think
gonna go.
I think it was quarters. I believe semis was against DSL, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. DSL. Shout outs to DSL. We're gonna jump right into that. Let's go. You can keep. You can give me a second while I. So we're gonna go match analysis without further ado. You can click play whenever you want, HDL, and you can start and you can stop it at any time, uh,
All right,
whichever way you
so
feel comfortable.
you want me to do it like the way I normally do it, where just like pause it at a certain moment, or you want me to just let it play and just try and explain things as they happen without pausing?
Well, melee is too fast to get all
It
the details.
it is, but my concern is that if we're gonna go through multiple matches, we might want to try and speed it up. Otherwise, it'll be like delayed too much. So I probably won't want to touch on every little aspect of the match. Just like highlight certain things. I'm not really sure if you guys got a queue of matches that you want to go through.
Yeah, we have like three matches. The first one is this one. The next one will be probably you against DSL, and the other one I think it's you against Master Gap, which is grand finals, I believe. So you can click play whenever you want. I'll stop the video if I have questions, or if I want you to explain something, a concept or something to a newer players, because not everybody is familiarized with all the concepts of melee. If I think it's appropriate, I'll stop it and make you expand or something. Is that okay?
All right. So
Go ahead.
I'll try to do this efficiently then. Um,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard because melee. So many things happen at once and the game moves so fast. So, but I'll try and do my best. All right. So I'm gonna start it up. So like this match is one that I really focused on trying to like examine the match carefully because I do plan to use Marth against Cheek players out there. Um, and actually, prior to this, I asked Alan to use Sheik in casual matches so that I could practice a little bit. Um, we kind of had this thing where like I asked him to use a few characters, and he asked me to use a few characters to help with matchups, and Sheik was one of these. So melee is definitely a game about patience and just being able to punish people who commit first. And Sheik is very good at that. So I was just trying to like take it slow. And Edgar is like I've played him for years, right? So I know how he thinks. I'm not really sure what happened there. I could have sworn I had a jump, but I guess not. But in this situation, it's like I have a low percent, he has high percent, so I don't really feel pressured. So at that point, I was like, I need to hit him with something hard. I don't have a knee or anything like that, so the next best thing is to just jump in up B. It's like the strongest thing I could do.
Yeah.
And with Marth, it's like you want to get Sheik above you. When she's on the ground, she's more dangerous. So I just like do up throws and just like position, and I just like control the space. So you might see me do like a forward B, and forward B has a really really high upward hitbox, so it can anti-air. It can hit characters when they're on the platform like that. And that right there, I'm actually gonna go back a little bit because I did something really subtle there. That's kind of hard to notice, but basically I moved myself in a way that it looked like I was just below her, and then I moved to the left slightly. And what that does is when Marth is just below a character on a platform, his forward smash will not reach. He has to be a little bit to the side. So what I did was I positioned myself immediately under Sheik, so to try and bait him to stand up, and then I just walked to the left slightly, so that the forward smash would connect. So now I have the lead, and now it's just I'm just doing like really careful stuff. I get grabbed because he moved inward, so forward air becomes unsafe, and that was in all likelihood a mistake.
On my guard spot,
Um, and Edgar has like this problem with a needle turn.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm not really sure why he has such a problem with it because it might be the way he's executing it. See right there, okay, that part I like, and that's something that I try to see how I went under her. Like
Yeah.
he kept jumping and throwing needles, so I went under and hit him from below. That's something that it works pretty well against Sheik if the Sheik player just keeps jumping and throwing needles. Um, that's something that I picked up from the Jigglypuff match, like Fox versus Jigglypuff, where you punish Jigglypuff from underneath. You can kind of do the same thing here with Sheik. But if she just does it like once or so, it's really hard to react to it. But if the player keeps doing it and you notice it, then you can go under her and punish her. And above Marth is like the worst place she can be. So if a Sheik player just keeps doing that, that's like a blessing.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. What were your bands and your pick for stages like?
Um, my ban, I don't remember what my ban is. It's probably Fountain or something. Um,
Why?
and
Like,
I
okay,
guess the reason is that Fountain doesn't really give a distinct advantage Marth against Sheik. Sheik is a danger up close, and the platforms it really help her needle game a lot. She all of a sudden short hop needle, depending on the platform height, short hop needle becomes really annoying. Um, Normally on most stages, Sheik would have to do a full jump needle, right, and to like defend herself and to control a certain space. But she on Fountain she gains. I mean she has the usual full jump needle, but then she gains the short hop needle, which ends quickly because the platform height it just lets her land quickly, and she can mount like a stronger defense and faster pressure than she can on most other stages. And Yoshi is also another bad stage. Traditionally, people think that stage is awesome for Marth, but I actually don't think it's that great for him. Uh,
really?
it, I think it depends on the matchup. I mean, if it's a matchup where Marth can easily smother someone, then it's a fantastic stage, and the platforms really like the positioning of the platforms really help his movement, and obviously he can get up tilts and forward smashes and stuff from underneath. But actually, the slanted edges of the stage actually ruin some of his edge guarding. Sometimes it helps. It depends on the situation, but other times it completely messes up his edge guarding. So it's really situational and matchup dependent. It's not an overall super solid Marv stage. It's really specific. Um, Dreamland, on the other hand, everybody thinks that Marv is terrible on this stage, and I think it's a great stage for him. Um, but like in this particular case, um, Sheik is like I mean, Sheik is just a bad matchup overall. But if you give Marth more space to work with, then he doesn't have to fear a lot of her up close stuff as much. So he has a lot more breathing room. So this pick I think was actually in my favor. It's like he picked a good stage for me. I think.
Yeah. Okay. So this,
So right there, like I just got hit with a forward air, and most players in that situation they'll try to like go in right after that. I just get hit and I back off. It's like all right, I got hit with that, so I'm just gonna put some distance. Right there, I just go for positioning. I know I'm not gonna kill him off of that, but I'd rather just throw him off stage. Um, right there, he accidentally got a cancel.
ledge cancel.
He tried to do a forward air, and the timing of it was that he just got an instant rise on the platform. So right here in this situation, Cheek, you can't really like punish this for like at all. The only real way is to like wait for Sheik to get up, or you might possibly steal the edge from her, but it's kind of risky to go for that. So it's just to be patient and and just wait for her to get up. Right there, I DI'd away because I know that on the ground, Sheik is usually gonna go for a forward tilt and not so much a down smash or anything. So I was just DI away, and he can't get anything after the forward tilt from that. Yeah, and stuff like that is like a mistake. So I did a down tilt, I got down smashed by mistake, but he failed to punish me. And right there, okay, I like that part because right there I had no time to punish. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. He did down smash and my back was turned. So if I wanted to punish that with a grab, I would have had to wave dash and then turn around and then grab. But I didn't have enough time, so I just followed him.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then right there, I just followed him again. And not so much follow, I just basically controlled the center stage and say, okay, if he rolls this way, I'm just gonna up B. If he doesn't, then I don't do the up B. And right there, it's like he's in like a bad positioning. So that's when I actually go in and start being more offensive. When he's in a bad spot, I start pressuring him and try and make him commit to something risky, like an air dodge or whatever, something that I can potentially punish. So that back air whiffed, and I was like, okay, I didn't get anything off of it. I just back off and just be patient. I have low health, and all I need to do is hit him with like a straight hit like that.
Yeah.
I was really just trying to get him off the stage, not so much kill. He just happened to have bad DI in that particular situation. And right there, you see, he did like a back air. I baited that because a lot of times people try to like fall through the top platform and then come down with an aerial, and most of the time, you could just bait that with an anti-air or a dash stance. Right there, I use a forward B because I know he was gonna like throw a needle. Needles are really effective at edge guarding Marv, so to not fall straight into the needle, I stalled a little bit with the dancing blade. And that dancing blade right there was strictly to turn myself around so that I could face Sheik because Marth is stronger when he's facing the opponent. So while I was in the air, I just did the dancing blade to turn around. Yeah, right
Yeah.
there, he
You
kind
see
of
a mistake.
that
Yeah.
was a mistake, and I just capitalized by doing an early up B. It's very unlikely that he's gonna tech it because you don't really know the timing of the up B. So yeah, I'm not sure if that was a mistake or if he just quit. Um, but yeah, as far as like the up B is like you could vary the timing and it makes it really hard to tech that. So I just did that and then just re-grabbed the ledge so that I have invincibility.
Yeah. That was again. I saw you once. Uh, when you grabbed him, you went for an up throw. Normally players would go for back throw, but you see the emphasis on positioning. It's really one of the few things player do, like emphasize positioning more than certain setups. You did an
Well,
up throws.
it depends on the character. So like at certain percentages, Marv can get a guaranteed up tilt on Sheik off an up throw, but you're not always gonna get a guaranteed follow up. But even if it's not guaranteed, like they have to jump away or something to try and make you miss, depending on the percentage. And if they do that, not only are they putting themselves above you, but they're wasting their jump. So if and it's especially powerful on a stage like Final Destination where um,
I
Sheik
don't know,
doesn't have like there's no top platform for her to
to
retreat to.
escape.
So
Yeah, yeah. You still need
you
to.
can keep her airborne for a long time, and it's really tough for her to get back down.
Yeah, the famous Mewtwo King juggles you can do in Final Destination. It was Mewtwo King that said that if only Final Destination if only Final Destination was a stage, the only stage you could pick, Mars would be the best character. Do you agree with that?
Um, it's kind of funny because I feel I feel like Fox counters Marth, but on that stage, Marth's punish is really stupid on Fox. Fox has, like I said before, he has stupid easy punishes, but there's no denying that the chain throw is just absurdity. So Marth on paper, like I would say, like Fox and Falco are still better characters, but because of that stage,
if that was the only legal stage, Marth might be the top character, simply because the two problem characters in the game, he can destroy them on that stage, while still having great matches with every other character except Sheik and to some extent Jigglypuff. And then just like everybody else, he just destroys if you play him correctly.
Let's jump right into the DSL stories deal. This is winners semis, right?
I think so.
Yeah, winners semis. Let's jump right in. Take me through the stage maps, or well, it's pretty much the same pick.
Right. Well, basically, I don't want to go for the small stages right at the start, and I'm not gonna give them Dreamland right away because oftentimes people like to counterpick that stage, so I let them do it. Um,
Oh yeah, I understand.
and people usually strike Final Destination. Um, like I most of the time I don't touch that stage, and almost a certainty they're gonna strike it.
When I
So
say you baited the recovery on stage, it seemed like you were going for the ledge, and you baited the landing stage.
yeah, I made him think that I was gonna grab it, and then just forces him to be onto the stage so I can get a punish off of that. You can't abuse stuff like that though. It's every once in a while you do it.
Yeah, yeah.
That was actually a really good dash attack because I crossed him up with a nair and I didn't like land close to him, and he still caught me with it. And right here, I'm not worried much about those grabs. My main turn is to just eventually escape, but just try to mix up. I'm taking damage, but the way that she normally kills Marth is like usually from forward airs and needles, and she can do that from a much lower percent anyway. So a lot of that damage I was taking was kind of like extra and not really necessary per se. So I don't really mind it too much. Right there, I did a forward air and like dash dance away. I was trying to bait a grab. He didn't grab though. He came after me. And right there, I tried to bait something. I didn't know he was gonna forward toe, but I just like stood close enough and waited for him to do something, and he just did a forward toe. And I just keep doing that. As you see, like almost every time, it's him making the first move and me responding to it with something. And that's really what fighting is. Like even like other fighting games, general martial arts is it's mostly about making the other person commit to something and you responding to it. And the only times that you actually do something first is when it's like generally safe and low risk, like Mars down tilt. So as you see, I got hit with like a few stray things there, but I didn't like go in right away. That's an option select. If he were to go straight for the ledge, I time my get up correctly so that he gets edge hogged.
Can you go
And
back for? Can you go
uh,
back and?
yeah, I'll explain that a little bit too, right there, that
Yeah,
death.
yeah,
So right over here, like, wait, that's not far back enough.
yeah.
That's the bullshit death.
The bullshit.
That's not the super smooth edge hog I did. But like right here, if he would have go straight for the ledge, he would have gotten edge hog because I timed my get up correctly. And if he goes straight up, then it's an option select. I could just forward smash right here. I wanted to get up because I obviously I saw him do up B, right? So I was trying to react to the up B, and I just did it too late, so I didn't get the ability, and the vanish just hit me.
Yeah, you opted for the
And then
early
right
upgrade.
there, I just did something that I hadn't done that in the match before, so I just went for that.
It may seem risky, but it's
In context, it's not that risky. It really just depends on the flow of the match. And right there, it's like I'm always trying to like control center stage. That's a really big aspect of melee is to control center stage.
yeah.
And those up Bs, I knew none of those up Bs were gonna kill him because at that percent they're not strong enough to. That was mostly a psychological thing at best. It's mostly to just like induce a little bit of fear that I can hit you with something really hard. It looks like it hits really hard, but at that percent it really doesn't. And it makes the sound effect for it. That was a DI trap right there. He DI'd in a way that was meant to escape juggles, and instead I for an early combo finisher, the forward smash, rather than trying to extend the combo.
Yeah.
So the DI it's a DI trap when you do stuff like that. Didn't kill him, but it did put him in a really bad position to where I can like edge guard him and whatnot.
Let's see if it goes to Dreamland again. Yeah, easy. Just like an ET. One of the main problems with Sheik I've seen, like against Samus, is that you can crash cancel most of their approaches in early percents.
Well, the thing about that is a good Sheik is going to learn how to space correctly and like use needles and stuff. They'll use needles to build up percent, grabs to build up percent, like at low when you're at low percent, they'll build it up. And I actually do want to comment on that too.
Yeah.
Um, so a good Sheik will, I mean, like you can crouch cancel like her forward air, right? But if she does it correctly, she'll be out of range, and you can crouch cancel it, but you won't get anything off of it. And she lands quickly, and she recovers quickly. So you won't be able to punish her off of something like that. It's only if she's like moving into you and you crouch cancel it, you might be able to punish if she tries to do something after that. Um, Down air is probably the riskiest move she can do in that situation because unlike the majority of characters in the game, her down air is not anti-crouch cancel. You can crouch cancel it, and it has more recovery than her other moves, and it has less range than her other moves, less priority, and you have to be like really close to somebody to even hit them with it. Um, and that's why you don't see good Sheik players just do a raw down air. It's mostly a combo extension, if anything. Um, So I typically do not go for crouch cancels against Sheik because a good Sheik is not, they're not going to let you just punish them for free. Crouch cancel is mostly to negate hit stun so that you don't just get easily comboed or something or put in a back. Because basically if you get hit with like let's say a forward air, and you're at, let's say you're at low percent, you get hit with a forward air, you maybe the Sheik can't get something off of that if you're too far away, but because of the hit stun, Sheik has more frame advantage than you do. Versus if you crouch cancel and you can act like immediately after a crouch cancel, so there's significantly less advantage for her. So yeah, and Marth has a lot of range too, so I can bait a lot of that stuff and punish from
Yeah.
further away. So I usually don't take those hits unnecessarily.
I'm gonna ask you to for the new players out there, since crouch cancel is a term like it's a smash term. I don't think any other game has something quite like it. Can you explain how to perform crouch cancel and what are its benefits so new players can start learning it?
Well, basically, crouch cancel is a technique that allows you to mostly negate hit stun of an attack if you have a low enough percent. So if you're at 0%, you can crouch cancel almost anything in the game except certain moves that are designated anti-crouch cancel. It lets you basically you take the damage of the hit, but you negate the hit stun in return. As your damage builds, stronger attacks will start knocking you down, so you won't be able to crouch cancel the stronger hits. There are some moves like Peach's forward air which will knock you down regardless of your percent. You can be 0%. Weight also is a factor. So like Bowser is the heaviest character in the game. There are some moves at some percent he would be able to crouch cancel that other characters will get knocked down from. Crouch cancel allows you to do stuff like shield grab and punish poorly spaced attacks. But then there are anti-crouch cancel strategies that you can employ that are meant to bait attempts at countering and stuff like that. Eventually it gets to the point where if you try to crouch cancel everything, you're just needlessly taking damage because a good opponent will often they'll prevent themselves from being punished easily from it. So it's a really good mechanic because it has a lot of strong uses, but it also can be punished if used incorrectly. So I'm gonna continue the match now.
Yeah, go ahead.
There was something that I wanted to comment on. Let's see.
The OB right here. I think. Right here.
Yeah, right there. Okay, I went for that up B because he did a forward air into jab, and usually after that jab, Sheik has no reason to block because you do forward air jab, and jab is 2 frames, and it recovers fairly quick. So
Yeah,
the Sheik almost always thinks they're an advantage.
I can
Um,
grab or something.
yeah, and oftentimes they try to go for a grab because you can get a lot on Marth off of grab. So I just went for the up B because up B is 5 frames, and
5 frames.
yeah, it's 5 frames, and the 5th frame is invincible.
Really?
So
Wow.
yes, um, so I just went for it. As soon as I saw the jab, I just went for the up B. That is actually a Street Fighter tactic. I got that from playing Street Fighter, where people they try to do like tick throws and stuff, and you insert a dragon punch in between.
Nice to know that.
And right there, I DI'd off the stage because even though he could forward air me, he would have had to dash forward and jump correctly in order to get that, and he missed it. There's a much higher chance of him missing that than if I DI'd in towards the stage and he just did up air for free. And that right there, that was shield grab bait. I did an aerial and just like moved away, and I didn't fast fall it. So when you do aerials and you don't fast fall them, like you just move away, you put yourself at a longer, more like further away, a better distance from your opponent, so you can do stuff like bait and bait out of shield actions. And that was another shield grab attempt, shield grab bait, but that was mostly to bait him into doing it so that I could dash behind him. I did a really late up air so that it would put him in block stun as I was landing on the ground. So I could dash behind him, and by the time his block stun ends, I'm already behind him, so his grab would whiff.
Yeah, he crouch canceled his dash attack, which led to a massive death combo. And Melee is a game with very hard punishes. And you make one mistake and you get wrecked by it.
There's another grab bait. Just did a down air, moved backwards, reacted to the grab, and then just did up B to put him off the stage, and then it was just pressure him off. So make a mistake off the stage, do an up B. And then that edge hog right there is just like oftentimes when you're on the stage like that, the Sheik thinks that they think they have enough time to grab the ledge, and if you delay the edge hog just enough, um, it makes it really hard to react for them to react by jumping or not, by changing their angle of the vantage.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna go to winners finals, and it's Lord HDL versus Excelsior. But before that, I want to thank our sponsors from last Frame by Frame 4 tournament printing machine, which provided us with flyers and bunch of stuff that was really useful. We thank printing machine for their help. I hope we can keep this collaboration. Antonio's Pizza for providing us food for the staff. Reiki Photos for providing some great photos from the tournament. Uh, Laserfit Productions for making a small trailer for the tournament. By Mytronics for giving us was a gift card. Dr. iPhone for giving us money for the prize. I mean for the stream setup. And that's about it. And of course, we get thanks for Gamers Guild for familiar with. Remember to check out the page. See, sorry, it's Mr. iPhone, not Dr. iPhone. But yeah, sorry for interrupting. Let's start the winners finals match. To give a little context, Excelsior, each main, Tortio, map, this winners finals of Frame by Frame 4. Go ahead, HDL.
All right.
So against Peach, what are you looking to ban? What stages do you think you can you have an advantage?
Well, the most problematic here would be Yoshi's and Fountain. And he knows that. He generally counterpicks those stages against me. Um, I think he did pick Dreamland in this set. He would have been better off with either Yoshi's or Fountain. He did actually pick Fountain as well. I think it was the last game. He picked that stage against Negi too. But he would have been better off with one of those two stages. Not that that's guaranteed because I am very very proficient in the Peach matchup, and especially on stages like that, I know exactly what to do. It just would have been more favorable for him. But I'm certainly prepared to fight him on those stages if need be. So those were my two knockouts right there, I believe. Um, so now, yeah. So we go to final. I was actually kind of surprised he didn't knock that out, but I don't know. I guess he felt like he wanted to go on this stage to start rather than Battlefield.
Excuse me, sorry, Theo. Want to tell people to restrain from publicity stuff uh, unless you talk to us, you know. Uh, anyways, sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
All right, so this matchup is like you basically want to make Peach scared of floating. Because Marth
Yeah,
has range and he can hit her out of the air like really easily. But if she's on the ground, Marth has his dancing blade and he has down tilt and jabs and stuff. Um, so he can keep her out extremely well. So my main goal is to just discourage him from being on the ground, and then once he takes to the air and starts floating, discourage him from being in the air. Um, and then when you alternate between doing that, it's really hard for Peach to get something because I mean that's what she needs. You have to. She either has to float or she has to approach you on the ground with something.
which you would prefer the ground, of course. Her air approaches are much more deadly than her ground approaches. So you want to discourage her air approach, right?
Well, basically the main thing to avoid is the post fair mix up. So
Yeah,
her forward air. And it's like I mentioned before, her forward air knocks any character down at 0%, even Bowser, who's like the
yeah.
heaviest character.
You can go ahead and expand on that forward situation, which is a situation people don't quite understand usually. So go ahead and please explain the whole forward air on shield situation.
Right. Okay. The post fair mix up is basically Peach's bread and butter. Basically, if you block her forward air, she gets access to all of her deadliest things. Um, you first of all you have so much block stun that you can't really punish her forward air at all, and her forward air recovers with the same speed that a normal empty jump recovers, which is 4 frames. Um, so she'll do the forward air. You get a lot of block stun from it, and she'll go into either like a jab or two jabs. Delay the second jab with different variants. She'll go into a down smash, a jab to down smash, or she'll go into a nair, short hop nair and move back. She'll go straight into a grab, or she could even go into another forward air if she thinks you're gonna sit there and keep blocking. She can do a forward air, jump forward air, and it'll just whittle down on your shield, and she can go for another mix up like that. And down smash becomes especially deadly if she gets those two forward airs on you. If you try and roll away, she can follow you with a dash attack. She can do a lot of stuff from post fair mix up. So the main priority is to not block that move. You want to dodge it. You want to hit her out of it. You want to do everything you can to discourage her floating, because when she's floating, she has access to that move. So if you can effectively anti-air her, you force her to approach on the ground, which she depends on stuff like dash attack, which can be punished. It's unsafe. Low float nairs are good, but they lack the sort of range that a forward air does, and they don't give as much advantage. So it's much easier to escape a low float nair mix up. She has her turnips, but you can, jump away from turnips and you can hit them and stuff like that. So she basically she doesn't have as much from her ground approaches than with her aerial ones. I mean, the aerial ones, she loses access to shield, right? She can't block in the air,
Yeah.
but the mix-ups that she can get off of that are better and safer because you do like a float forward air or a float in the air, you recover instantly from it versus like a dash attack which has recovery. You can crouch cancel it, you can shield grab,
Yeah.
you can up B, you can do a lot of stuff to punish it.
Especially
She can try and run to you and like just straight up grab you, but her run is really slow.
Yeah.
You can roll away from the grab if she if she does a grab and misses and you roll, she can't really follow you quickly after that. So basically, don't block the forward air, discourage her from floating, try and bait the forward air and anti-air it to the best of your ability, or like dodge it, evade it, and get away.
it's
And
just
that's
especially
really the name of the game when you're fighting Peach.
especially to all your viewers to give a little melee math. Her nair comes out, her hitbox comes out in 3 frames, right? 3 frames is it?
Yeah, it's 3 frames and it has like huge hitboxes,
Yeah, which is
and,
really
it's really strong.
yeah,
But it doesn't do as much block stun as a forward air.
yeah, yeah. I'm saying this because you say she can't shield on air, but she has that nair, which you can easily react to many things, right? If people do to approach you and just clank or just hit you while you approach on air. And air is really so fast. I mean,
Yeah,
I
but I
played
mean
against
that's more of a factor against characters with less range. So characters like Fox and Mario and stuff. Marth, on the other hand, if she tries to do an air, Marth's aerials will beat her out of that because they just have so much more range.
and priority and disjointness. Uh, but let's resume.
All right.
Yeah, you see him going for many fairs. She
Yeah.
does
So
the
right there, he was at low percent, so he was able to get me, and I knew the turnip was coming there, so I didn't mind. And right there, that's a little trick. That was just bad DI. I don't know why I did that.
I'm gonna go a little back to see something he did. I like what Alan. I don't know if he did it on purpose or a little back. That was way back. Okay, he grabs it, throw it in the air, and then does a back it there. He basically covered a few options there, right? With a turnip
um,
in the air.
I'm really not sure what he was going for there, but basically, if I had done up B earlier, the turnip would have knocked me towards the stage anyway. Um,
Yeah,
I tried to do a 4B to maybe like try and hit him out of the ledge, and he wound up just hitting me with a back air, which you usually don't see. But because the turnip was coming down, it just helped me get back. But had I done like an earlier up B, it would have knocked me towards the stage, and it would have helped me. So
great, great.
yeah, I'm not sure what he was going for there, um, but it just worked out for me. And in this situation, I if Peach throws a turnip, you can hit it out of the air and it pops it up. Like the turnip gets popped up and the hitbox doesn't go away, but you can avoid getting hit immediately. So you'll see me do a forward air and then I pass through it and then it knocks me to the right, and
Oh,
it helps me recover. But then my DI was all jacked up. I don't know what happened there,
that was
and
really
I and that spike should have connected, but I accidentally did a minor jump and I made it missed. Yeah, and right there, I'm just like trying to get him off the stage. Most likely not going to kill him off of that, but it's just going to put him in a bad position and force him to do stuff like that air dodge. It
Yeah.
makes him waste his float. And right there, just dancing blade, turn around so I can grab the ledge easily. And then right there, just wait. Just wait to see what he does. I saw him do down air, so I just did up tilt. Just
So
reacting.
I want you to clarify an aspect of Marth that Marth main should be aware. Should any Marth main or aspiring Marth main should really work on their tippers. Like you did an up tilt, but normally people want to hit with the front part of the up tilt, but the tipper, the back part of the up tilt always tipper, right?
Um, well, I mean, it really just depends on the situation. In a situation like that, because he was at high percent and he already committed to a move, then there's no reason not to go for the tipper because first of all, it's less likely that his down air will hit me. Peach's down air has an absurdly huge hitbox, so if I would have waited and got a different hit, like a non-tip, he might have hit me out of that. So it's probably a bad idea to wait that long. And because it's a tip, it was the strongest hitbox, so it was going to kill him earlier. There are situations where you definitely want to hit with different parts. Like there are times where you do forward air and you don't want to hit with the tip of the forward air. You want to be closer to them. It really just depends on what you're trying to set up. You know, are you trying to outright kill them? Are you trying to go for damage? Are you trying to do a combo extension? You know, there's a part of the up tilt that sends people horizontally. You could use that to like kill Fox and Falco earlier, like screw with their DI. So it's all situational.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the differences against many other characters, like Marth has this mechanic. I know all characters have different hitboxes on their moves, but more with Marth, uh, the design of Marth is that when he hits you in the tip of the sword, it does more knockback, right? More damage. And I find it like that mechanic of Marth is really interesting for new players to understand. Um, like you said, it's really interesting when you say uh, like if you hit with the tip of the forward, you send it way back. So it depends what you're trying to do. If you wanted to keep the combo going, so you space it so you hit it with a weak hit or the not tipper part of the sword, you can continue racking up damage. That's really
Yeah,
interesting.
that usually comes into play most often with forward air and up air, more so than the other moves. I mean, it does come into play with the other moves, but the forward air and up air specifically, you will very, very often want to go for the non-tip hitboxes in order to set something up that otherwise would not be possible to set up with the tips.
Yeah. Well, let's keep going. Sorry for the awesome part.
And right there, that was a mistake. Probably wanted to air dodge up, and, and he was just holding down or something. But yeah, I just threw moves to like pressure him at the edge and make him do something. Because if he didn't do an air dodge, then he would have gotten spiked. And
Nice.
right there, just counter the turnip because Peach often she tries to use the turnip like a sonic boom. So it's like a
Yeah.
shield to protect her approach. But if you do like a counter, you can basically show her that she can't approach for free with that. I kind of don't play as good in this stock, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm just trying to be really patient and not. I don't want to like close it out quickly. Like I'm not trying to rush to close it out. I'm just trying to. You see, like just doing jabs. I'm just trying to pressure him, keep him off stage, being defensive. Because as soon as you try to get too antsy, you know, the other person might make a comeback. And right now he's trying to be a lot more aggressive because he knows that if he tries to play the patient game with me, he knows that
He's
he's
dead.
probably gonna he knows he's gonna lose a lot worse than if he just tries to go in. And Peach needs to get in to do all her damage. She can't really He can't really play the patient game with Marth, like the outspacing. So right now, as far as I'm concerned, it's just racking up damage. I don't even care about this stock because as long as I can rack up damage,
You're fine.
I'm good because all of a sudden, all sorts of moves will start killing her.
Yeah, like
And,
all prayers and
yeah, even like a tipped forward air might send her off the stage, and that I hate doing that. That always makes me so mad because I want to do back air after that, after the tech jump, and I just like I do an up B by mistake instead of a back air, and it's just like super punishable. But yeah, he got a stitch, and I was
yeah,
able to avoid it. I knew the stitch was like
the only hope
it was
he had.
yeah, it was like the only hope he really had to come back was to get a lot of damage. So that's the priority, is to avoid that.
Oh, everybody picks Dreamland against you. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean it's a bad stage. As a matter of fact, he wins this match, but I don't think he wins because he picked Dreamland. It's just like I don't know. The way that I played was like different, and you see, like I committed with that forward air. I went too far in, and he did like a shield drop or whatever. Missed the spacing on that spike. I was a little too close to him. And there's a commitment right there, and I wind up just shielding, and I get shield stab from the down smash. Yeah, that you'll see like a lot more commitments on my part in this match, and that's probably why I lost.
Yeah, I want to ask you.
I just jumped into that. Like I don't know what I was going for. I think I was going for a nair. I think I was going for like a cross up nair.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting him to land and shield or whatever, and he just did the nair, and I jumped into it.
Yeah, I just got asked. Like that option you take, like going in with neutral air, with neutral B. Sorry. Also wants to know. He wants to know how do you use it, or what do you think about that option, going in with neutral B with Marth? Hello. I I got. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hosa, can you hear me?
Alright. Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
call, whatever.
I don't know who got bought it now. Cause
Alright. Well, I don't know. My internet was my internet was good, so one of y'all got bodied.
yeah.
Alright, so are we good to continue?
Give me a second. Entrar al patch. Okay, you can continue.
Alright.
We're leaving.
And that was supposed to be a dancing blade.
Oh,
Accidentally got shield breaker.
Sorry, I was asking you right before somebody dropped on me or also dropped. Also, I wanted to know about that option you've taken like a few times, like from ledge you go in with neutral B. What's your take, or what are the applications of that option?
That option is mainly to punish people who are trying to bait forward air, because the neutral B will hit at a further range than forward air will. It also hits at a further range, in front and above, kind of like the diagonal. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but it has a wider arc than forward air, so it will hit people at ranges where forward air will usually miss. Oftentimes people aren't ready for that, and if they block I mean, it's shield breaker. It messes up your shield, so it's not something you want to do very often. But every once in a while you do that, and it catches people because they're expecting you to jump with forward air or whatever, and they just get bopped with that instead.
Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, see right there, I opted for forward air because you don't really want to go for the same option too many times. Right there, I did it again, but I did it instead of moving inward towards the stage. I did it like really close to the ledge instead. And right here, I'm just waiting for him to throw a turn up, and then I commit and get hit. That's the name of the game. That is fighting. That is
Yeah,
fighting. You commit first, you get hit, you get bopped.
yeah, it is.
But I mean, I went for it because he was at like high percent, and I hadn't really gone for that forward smash throughout the match, so I just went for it. It didn't work out, but I don't think it was a bad decision though, because look right there, it worked. I haven't been going for many of those, so eventually one of them is gonna hit. That was a bad nair, but his move just happened to miss. And right there, he caught me jumping. I tried to use the turn up trick
The turn up
to
with
like.
the
Yeah, I actually I would have gotten back to the stage if I had correctly hit that, but I did my forward air too early.
hmm.
Yeah, and that like forward air in a situation like that, forward air is like get off me kind of move. Forward
Yeah,
air is also comes out like the very first hitbox above Marv comes out in 5 frames. So
it's pretty fast.
yeah, it's a really fast move. Right there, I try to anti-air him, but he just like floats over me. And right there, yep. So yeah, up tilt to cover the center space.
No chance.
And see that was an option that I hadn't gone for at all. I think that's the one and only time I did that in the tournament. Like not even in the set, like in the tournament. I know there are some players, and right there, both Alan and me.
Oh,
If you look at the video, both of us are confused as to how I didn't get knocked by that turnip, because I was like overlapping the turnip, and
I,
it didn't hit me at all. And
I haven't turned it.
turnips have a big hitbox, so we were like, how didn't that hit? But yeah, matches like that happen, so it's like you just gotta like learn how to shrug
Yeah,
that off and just like play with a blank slate in the next match. And that was actually supposed to be a down air. It would have spiked and he would have died, but I got a forward air by mistake. Peach's up B is like after she reaches the apex of the up B, the parasol hitbox goes away and her arm hitbox is like still up. So you can punish it with spikes and stuff if you
hmm,
time it correctly.
that's a good to know.
But yeah, when you miss opportunities like that, and look, I'm using Dancing Blade while he's on the platform because it hits people who are standing up there as a high upward hitbox.
Yeah, and you're
Um,
not committing to something really laggy.
yeah, I'm not really.
Appreciate.
I mean, yeah.
fair shield grabber.
Yeah, that was a poorly timed up B. Her forward air doesn't hit low enough below um to counter that. So
What did,
I messed that up.
why did you pick Pokemon? What's it?
Up tilt kills faster. Up tilt and up air will kill faster, and it doesn't give her any distinct advantages because it's a big stage, and Peach thrives on smaller stages. So, see, in a situation like that, if he get hit with up tilt at 81%, he would have died from it. I mean, he floated over, but it's one of those things where it gives you an advantage that she doesn't have. I also like to point out that forward air. Hold on. So there's a part where he goes towards the center of the stage, and I think it's after this. Yeah, he goes to the center stage, and I do a forward air. He blocks it, and I move back. I want to point this out. It's really important because it's something that it's a big common pitfall people have. So right there, I do the forward air, and then I move back so that he can't punish me with like a back air out of shield or something. That's something that trips a lot of people up. Is they want to keep punishing, they want to keep pressuring you. So they would do like a forward air and they would try to like come down with another forward air and they just get interrupted with a move out of shield. That was actually a trap set up. So I think I may have gone back too far. Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's kind of hard to judge the timestamps with the slider because it doesn't actually tell you the time. I mean, it does, but the slider itself is like
We'll
it's
see
weird.
that. We see that forward again. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta learn how to like when you gotta know when to retreat basically when you're
Yeah,
doing pressure.
that's a
So
problem everybody has.
yeah, right over here. I think it's two up airs. Let's see what I do here. Okay, no, I do up air into forward air.
Also,
So I do a really delayed up air into an early forward air, and that is a trap. And then I go for the up tilt to protect center stage. The early up air into late up air is so that I will land quickly while he's still in block stun, and then early forward air is so that if he tried to do something after the up air, then the forward air would hit him. But he blocked both. So after he blocked both, I just went for the up tilt to cover the center, and he went into it. So right there, that was a little bit of adaptation on his part. He adapted to me countering those turnips. And ever since he did that, I didn't do that counter again. And that was just a bait for wake up, but he... Okay, that part is funny. That actually made me laugh. So I tried to bait his wake up. I did, but I was too high up, so the down air didn't come out fast enough. And then he gets a stitch. so so I do a forward B. Now forward B, he can throw a stitch after the forward B and hit me with it. So I tried to delay a second dancing blade. I tried to delay it to try and interrupt his throw animation, but he wound up throwing it after the second one. The best thing to do in that situation is to just not do the forward B.
pretty much.
And right there, he just threw away his stitch.
Yeah,
So
second time he throws away his stitch. Like the first match in final, he threw away his stitch. Like
and
normally Beach players.
right here, he keeps throwing turnips. So instead of trying to go for the counter, I'm just trying to like avoid them because I want to see if he's trying to bait the counter again.
So this
And
is pretty much the same.
that was I like to call that like a jab trap, except you're not trapping them, you're trapping yourself. Because it's like you're too close. You're too close to the opponent, so you can get punished by doing jabs right in their face, and you want to prevent them from punishing it. So what do? You
You
do
keep
another
jabbing.
jab, and you hope they mistime their punish and get hit with a jab. So you just keep jabbing, and you just can't stop doing it. So it's kind of stupid. Right there, I actually blocked the forward air.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna interrupt you here because we
Yeah, go
got
ahead.
a question on stream. The question
Alright.
was, who asked the question? I don't know. Who asked the question?
All right.
Who asked the question? 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 Who asked the question Uh, no, ¿quién preguntó? Oh, Laser Kirby asks, why would you pick Pokemon over Fountain?
Because Fountain is like one of Peach's best stages. I would say, like in my opinion, Fountain is her second best stage right after Yoshi's. And the thing is that this is a really strong stage for Marth. As a matter of fact, I think this is his best stage. I think Fountain is Marth's best stage. But in this particular matchup, it gives Peach a little bit of an edge. Obviously, it does give Marth really big advantages too, and you'll probably see that in this match. Um, but basically, Marth thrives against Peach when he's got space. Actually, any character has thrives against Peach when they have space. Um, so basically, in tight spaces, she has more advantages. But it's hardly a guarantee, right? Like picking a stage like this isn't a guarantee, especially given how good Marth is here. But I went for Stadium in lieu of this stage because Stadium she'll just die quicker from the top, and she won't kill me as quickly. Because Peach typically kills Marth off of edge guards and horizontal kills. She doesn't really kill him with up airs very much, and up smash is kind of hard to land. So she's not going to kill me vertically very often, and Marth is going to kill Peach vertically very often.
She
And there's
doesn't.
and there's lots of space to run from her as well.
Yeah, Peach doesn't usually kill from the top. She has a strong upper, right?
Yeah, her up air is pretty strong, but I mean it's kind of hard to land it against Marth because she doesn't really have the same like if she plays it like against Spaceys, she has setups where she can get easy up airs and juggle with them and force them to DI, and then she can do DI mix ups off the up air and interchange that with like Nair and make them DI off the stage and die quicker and stuff like that. She doesn't really have the same setups against Marth. So it's actually kind of tough to even get up air against Marth as Peach.
Okay.
And see, like that double fair right there is one of the advantages Marth gets. Is he can like put up a stronger defense by doing stuff like that. It also helps his combo game too. And that forward air that was actually supposed to be a down air, but I accidentally ran off the stage, so I had to do a mid air jump instead of for a down air. So I just went for a forward air instead. And I was actually trying to react to that with an up tilt. I was too slow. And that was another
Yeah.
trap. He went a little bit too high, and didn't like air dodge or anything. So I just poked him with down tilt, and I knew he wasted his jumps and his float, so he had to do an up B off the stage to try and like prevent me from doing something. So I just preemptively like jumped out there to prepare for the spike. And right here, I'm like tip forward airs, which is like popping him up, and it's kind of like screwing with the DI a bit and making it like easier for me to get spikes. And right there, I just DI'd the down air away, so he couldn't get like a combo off it. Right there, I know I'm probably not gonna kill off that, but I down throw him off the stage just to uh, put him in a bad position. And that was actually a shield stab that I was not intending. I was just intending to pressure him and stay like safe. But he just happened to have like a low shield, and the down air shield stabbed him. So right now he has a turn up, so I'm really aware of that, and it's a stitch at that. So I just grabbed the ledge, and he winds up throwing it.
Yeah, I'm questioning his usage of the stitch. I'm not sure. The third time he gets a stitch and he like gets minimal reward for it.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go back a little bit because that was like a super hard commitment, and I actually got that. He was like really high up. So I tried to go for a spike there, but he air dodged through it. So then I get him in another bad spot where he tries to jump, or yeah, he tries to jump, mid-air jump over. Let's go back and see it again. He tries to mid-air jump over, and I tag him out of the jump. with a forward air, and it's one of those non-tip forward airs. And because he was moving inward towards the stage, he didn't DI away from the forward air, so I was able to get the spike easy. But the spike, I mean, it was kind of like look how high that is. Like that actually wasn't a true combo. You could have potentially air dodged through that, but it's kind of hard because you got to break your tumble first. And he already wasted his jump, so he couldn't do like a jump into air dodge. He had to break tumble first, and breaking tumble is kind of risky because you're like moving the stick in different directions, and you can get hit
Yeah,
with whatever.
you can mess up your DI.
Yeah. So right here, I'm just trying to use the platform as a shield. I'm using Denting Blade to protect the ground, and then he can't do like a float fair or something while the platform is there, because he'll just land on the platform instead. So I was like using the platform as a shield. And right there I did an up tilt because he was doing like some shield drops earlier in the set. So after I did the up air, I expected him to do like a shield drop and try and come down. So I did an up tilt, but he didn't do the shield drop. He just went to the left instead.
Okay, now that you mentioned shield drops after this match, we'll expand on that term and explain it to new players who don't know what shield drop is.
All right, so shield drop is basically when you're on a platform and you're blocking with your shield, you have the ability to fall straight through the platform without releasing the shield. So it's basically you drop through the platform while you're holding the shield, so that's why it's called shield drop. And normally when you shield, you have limited options. So your options are like shield grab, roll, spot dodge, and then jump out of shield, and you can wave dash after that. But none of those options allow you to go straight down through the platform. The closest thing to that would be to just short hop and then fast fall through the platform, but that's a lot slower. So a shield drop, essentially, it's kind of difficult to execute because you have to press down in a certain way that you don't get a spot dodge. If you do it a specific way, then you just go straight from a blocking position to falling through the platform and potentially being able to punish someone below you. So it becomes useful in some situations. And he had shown earlier in the set that he was doing a couple of those. So I did the up air, and then I was just expecting the shield drop, and that's why I did an up tilt, a preemptive one.
Okay. Let's continue. That's
right. And I went back because there was something that I wanted to point out, but I forget what it was.
Oh, sorry.
So, oh yeah, right here where he's floating and I'm just standing there. Okay, so most players in that situation, being in my position, most players would just do like a bunch of dash dances and stuff, and you saw that I was just standing there. There is no reason to do a bunch of random dash dances. Like, absolutely none. Like, he's just sitting there floating. He has to come in eventually. And me dash dancing on the stage while he's out there floating does absolutely nothing to help me.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, it could actually make it more difficult for me to react because I have less options while dashing than I do while just standing there. So it makes it harder for me to react with the appropriate move based on what he does if I'm dashing as opposed to standing. Keep in mind that if I'm standing, I always have the option of going into a dash immediately, but if I'm dashing, I don't have the option of going into stand immediately. Like, I have to waste time either stopping the dash or doing a wave dash in order to start standing so that I could have standing options. So oftentimes you'll see a lot of, like, if you watch a lot of streams of tournaments from the States and whatnot, you'll see people like Peach is floating outside and everybody's just dash dancing on the stage like a madman. I was like, that's not really, you're not getting anything off of that. You're actually reducing your options when you do that. So if you just stand there, and especially with a character like Marth that has good anti-air options, if you just stand there, it's much better than just like dashing around like an idiot.
Okay, let's go to the match between you and Ney. This isn't losers finals. This is grand final between OCL and Masaget, the FxF4. Gap coming from the loser side. So if you don't know tournament formats, he has to win 2 sets to win the tournament. HDL just has to win one. That's becomes the winner side. Let's jump right in.
All right. Okay, so this is Marth Mirror, so it's pretty much just gonna come down to
Comfort.
yeah, comfort, who has the most patience and whatnot.
We have a sand siding in the background.
So we start on battlefield, and it's not really gonna give anybody a big advantage, because battlefield is like it's not really small, but it's not really large either. Platforms are evenly spaced, decent height from the ground. So
Yeah, it's a pretty
right there, just read his row. That was supposed to be a shield grab bait, but I got too close, and his grab got me anyway. And then just right there, just anti-air, control that space that he wants to fall through. Yeah, and right there, I misspaced that. So I was trying to bait his like ledge hop and like punish it, but I misspaced my attack. Right there, I did an up tilt to like control the center stage, but like he jumped over it and just like didn't even fast fall. He just moved to the left. So right there, I do like a down throw. I'm just trying to put him in the corner to like pressure him. And right here, I'm just trying to control center stage. And once he like gets in, I just go to the top platform. That was actually a mistake.
Yeah, I noticed it.
I was trying to do something and it just didn't come out, so I just jumped away. And he didn't do anything either, so it just looked kind of silly. So right now I'm just being a little bit careful. I do like a try jump there to try and use invincibility for the air dodge to land on the platform, just in case he tried to attack me. And right here I'm just being patient, doing like quick pokes, and he gets a couple of hits into an up tilt. So yeah, like right there, like he hits me with something, and then I just retreat to the platform and just wait for him to do something. And he did a full jump up air, so I was able to like punish him from underneath. And right there, whenever he does like grabs like that, it's like the priority is to just get to the ledge, because I know if I land, if I escape with a roll or something, then great. If he throws me towards the ledge, then he can't really get anything off of that. And I'm super patient, so. And that double spike right there, okay, that was actually an option select, because it was either death or it was guaranteed wake up punishment. So you see how I just chased him? That was like pure reaction because he's in the corner. So Jesus, this game is so fast I can't explain everything. Yeah, he's in the corner, so it's basically a guaranteed setup. Either he dies from the spike or he does like a tech and I can punish it. And then right here I'm waiting for him to do something. And then he does a jump, and then there I actually correctly spaced my move, and I baited his ledge hop, and he wasted his jump by doing the ledge hop. So yeah, that was I was trying to do that earlier in the match, and I was like too close. So he hit me with his nair, and in that case, and right there is just like dash dancing to bait stuff, and I was actually trying to bait a down tilt or whatever, but he did forward smash instead. And right there is just bad DI. I don't know what I was. I think I may have been trying to dash to the left or something. So right there, he threw me forward, and I was expecting him to throw me down off the stage, but he threw me forward, so it was actually beneficial for me. But yeah, if you DI Mars forward throw correctly, it's like he can't get something guaranteed off of that. So yeah, right there, I did a wave dash. So let me go back a little bit. I did a wave dash straight down to try and bait like a roll to, like, towards the stage or whatever. And because of when it recovers, yeah, see right there, it recovers quickly enough to where you can react But then I like ran off stage and he hit me and I got stage spiked. So I got stage spiked. So he moves to the left and I follow him. I just jump and do the forward air because no risk to doing that forward. I have 2 seconds of invincibility, so I just jump and do the forward air, and he just happened to get hit. So if he didn't get hit, I would have been able to apply the pressure by doing like down tilts and stuff. But since he got hit, I just jumped and did the forward air or the down air. I mean. And right there, I was actually expecting like forward smash. So I was like DI to like prepare for the forward smash.
So you kept falling for the chain grab.
Yeah, he kept getting multiple grabs, but it's not that bad because you see, I only hit him a few times, and now he has more percent than me. So getting thrown a few times is not a big deal. And that right there, that was actually supposed to be a spike. So if you see, like, I knock him off the stage, and then I'm like super high in the air. So he does up B, and then I do a back air, and that back air was completely a mistake. It was supposed to be a spike. It's like bam, right there, it would have spiked him. Yeah, right there, like I actually DI'd his dancing blade. I was expecting him to do something else, like a down tilt or whatever, but that was probably a dancing blade that he failed.
Why would we do counter? He was expecting maybe you going out with a fair or something.
Nah, I think he was trying to do dancing blade and he just he
yeah.
failed. It was a mistake. So yeah, I've just see like right there, just trying to protect center stage. I like poked him a little bit with a nair, and then I moved back and he rolled, so I just did the forward smash.
Whoa, that up smash. That's pretty much an example of appraisal, right? That up smash did.
Hold on, I didn't see an up smash. Let's go back a little bit.
Yeah, I saw an up smash. That's it, you? Yeah.
I may have missed that.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was on purpose, but it worked. Now, like right now.
No, that was actually a mistake.
Yeah.
There are actually uses for up smash, but it's not in that situation. And that was kind of silly.
Yeah.
Just 2 forward smashes, and that was pure bait right there. Jump back, and I waited for he did a ledge hop, so I just did a forward air in response. Like the jump was preemptive, but the forward air was in response. Yeah, and right there he doesn't have enough time to get to the ledge and like edge guard me or whatever. And right there I opt for a trade. I was like, you know, if he's gonna do a forward smash or whatever, I'll trade with him, and I'll gladly take. It gets him away from me, and even if I get hit, I can get back to the stage and.
Yeah, and that was a mistake, but either way, you have stock advantage. So even if you trade, you have the advantage anyway.
Yeah, that air dodge, I was supposed to air dodge towards the stage, and I wound up going down back. I don't know why, but yeah. The same thing happened to Alan in our set, where he just air dodged straight down and died. Actually, he did that twice, and I did it in this match. Back air by mistake. Right there, he was expecting an air dodge, so he jumped. He did a ledge hop, and he just basically freed the ledge for me. Right there, I was going for a DI trap. And then I go for a preemptive back air, which I hadn't been going for in this set, so I went for it there. I figured it would catch him by surprise. And I don't know what happened there at all. I'd like to explain that, but I can't. Okay, so there's something kind of weird about that particular transformation with Marth. If you run straight at towards the right side of the edge, there's a part part that's a little bit slanted that you walk up. With Marth, he treats it like it's a wall, so it doesn't happen when he's walking or wave dashing for that matter. But when he's running, he treats it like a wall, and he just stops. He bumps into it.
Yeah,
So
that's interesting.
so
Uh,
what I do there is I run towards it, and then I use wave dash and dash dance to turn myself around.
yeah.
And I wasn't planning to go for the edgehog right away. I was planning to just wave dash around and just like react to what he was gonna do.
Yeah.
And when I saw him do the air dodge, I just went for it.
I want to pause it for a minute because I got asked by Rosa.
All right.
You two guys played Master Gap and you played in frame by frame 3. Um, I cannot know the answer, but Master Gap defeated you in frame by frame 3, I think, in Loser's Finals, I believe. Uh, you recall?
Mm-hmm.
So the question he wanted to ask was, what changed? What changed between that match and frame by frame 3? I know practice plays in,
Um,
but somehow,
it's two things basically. So the first thing was just I didn't practice for that other tournament. Like the in frame by frame three, I basically went a month without playing the game at all, and that obviously has an impact, right? You can't like execute really well when you do that.
yeah,
Um, and then the other factor was motivation. So due to the way the event was run,
yeah,
melee started way too late, and I was really upset about it. So I just like I didn't even really feel like playing at all. And then like we had to move to another location, and it took a while, and it's like at that point like I just didn't really care. So it's like when you have things like you have like lack of practice and you know the events of the tournament like that, it's just kind of like I wasn't into it. And I'm not taking his win away from him, but the fact of the matter is that like just I can tell you with certainty. I'm not saying it's always going to be this way, but historically, all the tournaments I've lost in the past, which is like only a few of them, it's always been due to lack of practice, like just about every single time. It's like every time I don't take first basically is because I went to the tournament cold and I didn't play. Like I went like a month or two without playing the game. So I mean, I'm
yeah,
not. That's like I said. I'm not saying that it's always going to be that way, but historically, that's the way it's been.
yeah,
In this particular tournament, because of Evo, I was super motivated to train, and I did everything that I could to try and just like perform and do my best. And the tournament ran on time, and I didn't really have any complaints with that. So basically, I was into it, and I had like no excuse on that front. Anyway,
yeah,
that right there, that was anti shield grab. That was shield grab bait. So I did a back air, and because Marth moves forward when he does it, like when he does a back air, he kind of like puts his body more back. It looks like you can punish him, but then when he lands, his body kind of returns back to where it was. So it's a little bit deceptive. It looks like you can punish the back air when you can't.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Those two jabs weren't
No,
weren't intentional. Like
I assumed they weren't.
yeah, right there I just go for a spike because he went down. Let's see exactly what happened there. Let's go back a little bit further. So I air dodge and then I do that. Yeah, and see, yeah, right there. I hit him with an up B and he bounces off the stage and he has so much hit stun that he falls below the stage. And I kind of predict when he was gonna do his up B and I just fell down with a spike and I caught him out of his up B. Yeah.
And then right there, like ideally you would want to do an air dodge because otherwise that happens, right? You do an up B, you get punished for it. But I didn't think I was close enough to do an air dodge. I felt like I was too far away. So I went for the up B instead, and I just hoped that I didn't get hit.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just gotta hope for stuff.
don't get
Like
hit.
yeah, you just gotta hope that your opponent doesn't guess right or hit you. So right there, normally that would be like a spike setup, but because he was too far away, I just switched to a shield breaker to knock him away.
Yeah, one of the questions chat asks is, are you smashing the Iden airs, not getting hit by the second hitbox?
Sometimes it's usually like my position, and usually like I'm expecting to get hit with something. I will prepare in advance with DI,
Yeah.
and he just like he does the nair, and it just happens to like I DI at that moment. But it's not because I'm expecting him to do a nair specifically, but rather that I'm expecting him to do something. So I'm trying to prepare with DI.
Right. That
Phantom.
was a phantom and yeah.
Yeah. You see like there's a lot of like shield grab baits here because Marv can do a lot to himself off grabs. So if you can bait effectively. And that right there, I was actually trying to go for something that I did in the battlefield match, where this I knew the spike would potentially not kill him, but it would set up for like that corner wake up game, right? That I can like react to what he's gonna do, react to his tech and whatnot.
Yeah, that was predominating performance by you. And I like the attention to detail you have to play at this level. It's pretty important.
Yeah, and it's like, and I didn't even mention like everything. Like there's so
Yeah,
many
and I
there's like other things that I could have said, but it just would have taken too long to pause and just touch on every single thing.
yeah, we can be all day talking about a moment specifically, and I notice.
Yep. I
Yeah,
mean, that's why it's such a great game though, because it has that sort of depth to it, to where you could there's just so much to talk about.
um, I'm gonna let you give shout outs. You wanna shout out to something, someone, wanna say something to the community, or I don't know. Go ahead.
Man, I'm really bad with shoutouts. So I usually don't know who to say, but I mean, I don't want anyone to get offended. So, shout outs to, everybody in the community or whatever. But I guess one person that I want to shout out above all else would be Jorge, Mizu.
Yeah.
Um, he does not get the sort of credit that he deserves, I believe. I think with the Smash community we have here currently, there are lots of players. They either don't know who he is, or maybe they know who he is, but they don't understand the contributions this guy's made. Um, Jorge is probably like he's like one of the most important figures in our communities. Like I mean, not just because he's been around for a long time, but because of the nature of his contributions. I feel he is very much an unsung hero of the community here. Um, this guy, he's been around from the start. Um, just a really brief history, like story for you guys.
Yeah.
The very first contact that I had with someone in the community here was him. It was him on Smashboards in 2004. That was a decade ago, and he was amongst his group that played in Mayag West, the original Gamers Guild. Um, he was the best, and he came to my house along with another person, and we played. And then after that, I would go to the university and play with the guys there, and we played. And then after a while, Rum and Smash was made, and that was the start of all this crap that we're doing, right?
All
so
this crap.
so basically, without him, um, we might not even have a community like the way we have today. Like it might have been 100 times shittier. Like with people who don't know anything and people who give up on running tournaments because it's too hard or because they lose interest or whatever the case may be. Um, Jorge has always been there, and he's still there, and he's made significant contributions that people do not acknowledge. So yeah, super long shout out for one person, but I wanted to make sure that he
If,
gets the credit he
yeah,
deserves because I
if
think
he,
he deserves it more than anybody else in this community, like
well,
without a doubt.
yeah, shout outs to Jorge. If he deserves it, then take as long as you want.
But it's like I said, I don't want to offend anybody
No,
else.
no, no,
It's
of
like
course.
everybody gets shout outs, like everybody in the community. I just wanted to like focus on him because he like never gets the credit.
Yeah, shout outs to everybody else who has done great things for the Smash community. Uh, Shout outs to all the TOs, the past TOs who have helped organize tournaments. Shout outs to the top players, the great players, the upcoming players, the new players, the old players. Uh, Here at ET Gaming, we're promoting this so people can have fun, compete, uh, and just have all around a good time. Anyways, we're about to wrap this up. Uh, any final comments, HDL?
Yeah, just keep playing, and if you really if you're really serious about getting better, then I'm the guy to talk to. But you gotta show that you really want it, and just keep going, keep supporting events. Like you can support events just by showing up and just by being a part of it. Like you don't even have to do anything super special, like run an event or whatever. You can just support the scene just by going to them and having a good time. So don't forget to have a good time. It's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's true. Shout outs to the Smash community, the Facebook pages, the Smash PR. Look for them on Facebook. Follow. That's where most of the tournaments are announced. Uh, Anyways, we have the power rankings there. There's many pages of Smash in Facebook. Look for them. Look for ET Gaming on Facebook. This is the official channel, twitch.tv/Kraverick. This is where most of our stuff will be streamed. Uh, Next Thursday, tune in for another interview. Now against Master Get. He's another top player here. He's been a top player for some time now. He's actually, I think, second in the power rankings. Uh, Shout out to Luigi Max and shut up Luigi Max. A mí no me vas a aprender, te prendo yo primero. A menos que cojas final, pues ahí. Pero we need more tournaments. We need more TOs to stand up. Tune in for more tournament. People support this great tournament that's coming up, First Attack. I believe the organizer is Mono. Justin Wang will be there. Another player, not from Flash, but it's important to also support other games. Shout out to just everybody who's tuning in this couple of hours. It's been fun. Hopefully, we can improve. And if people have feedback on things we might do better on this podcast or whatever the hell we're doing here, you can either send me a message on Facebook, send a message through here Twitch, or just I don't know, whatever. Send us feedback on what you think we could do to done better. And of course, thanks a lot, HDL, for giving us this time to talk about Smash, about yourself, and about things we can improve, and making other guys improve. We appreciate the effort you're doing to teach people how to play and make people improve and just be an active leader or at least active contributor in the community. Uh, Thanks, man.
Oh, I actually forgot someone.
Go ahead.
Shout out. I don't know if he wants me to say his name or whatever, but shout outs to the person that is largely responsible for helping me get to Evo, because he's done me just a huge favor, and he does not personally know me very well. We're not like in communication, so it's a huge amount of generosity on his part. Um,
Who was it?
but I'm not really sure if I should say his name or if he wants me to say his name or not. So. I'm
Oh,
sure lots of people know who I'm talking about, but
yeah, the one that gave the.
yeah, he's basically the reason that I can go at all. So I shout outs to
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
I'm really trying my best to try and
yeah.
perform as best as I can at Evo.
That was great. Thanks, man. Whoever you are, I won't say your name just in case. For the donation, making GL go to Evo. That's great. Anyways, we're about to end here. I don't know if there's something more we wanna say. Follow us at ET Gaming. We're working on this. We're making things happen. We're streaming. We're trying to improve this community. Hopefully, you can tune into the next segment. So thanks, XDL. Nice chatting with you, doing this match analysis Q&A. So good night, people.
All right, sweet. Have a good night, y'all.